Hey, what's up everybody? This is Easy CNC. Today I'm going to show you how to make soft jaws for a triangular part in Fusion 360. So let's get going. First we're going to sketch. We'll create a rectangle. We'll go uh, 6 inches by 4 inches. We'll pretend we're using 6-inch soft jaws that are 1 inch thick and 2 inches tall. So pretty standard. Okay, so there's our rectangle. We're going to extrude it. We'll go up 1/8 of an inch. And now we will sketch our two jaws on that rectangle. We're going to pretend that rectangle is our vise and the area between the jaws. So we'll go 1 inch over, 6 inches down. Okay, that's looking good. Same thing on the other side, 1 inch over, hit line, go down 6 inches. Okay, hit finish sketch. Now we go back to extrude after we select these two. Go up 2 inches. Hit OK. So there are two jaws, two soft jaws in our vise. Next, we'll go to sketch. We'll select the solid jaw. We'll click to the center and create a line to the back of the jaw. Okay, that's looking good. Next, we'll create another line. We'll go over to the up and we'll go 135 degrees because we're going to act like this is a triangle with a right angle. So 90 degrees. So we'll go 135 there. Next, we'll click on line and go 135 on the other direction, and it snaps to it because that's 90 degrees. Okay, that's looking good. And then finally, we're going to create a relief by just sketching a circle. Hit finish sketch. Now we're going to select all those pieces by holding shift and just clicking on them. You may have to zoom up. There we go. We selected all of them. Hit extrude. We'll go down about 1/2 inch. That will give us a good hold on our triangular part. There you go. So your triangular part will fit right in there, and your back jaw will squeeze it against there. Next, we're going to hit sketch. We'll select the other jaw. And what we want here is just one line parallel to the jaw, about 1/4 inch in. Then we'll extrude it about 1/2 inch down after we're done drawing it. Hit finish sketch. Select that. Go to extrude minus 1/2 inch, just like the other jaw. Hit OK. There we go. There's our jaws. So your triangular part can fit in there and it will hold it really, really well. So now we can go to manufacture and start machining these jaws. So first we're going to add some fillets on those sharp corners just so this thing fits very accurately in here. We don't want it riding up on any burrs. So we'll select those 4 sharp corners and we'll give them 10 thou. Hit enter. There we go. So that's really, we'll give them 15. That's really important when making jaws. You don't want any bursts because you want your part to ride up. Because if it rides up and you machine the top of it, it won't be flat. So go back to manufacture. Now that we added some fillets in there, we go to setup and let's just select the corner because that's an easy spot to touch our part off on. Click on that corner, click on our Z, click on that line going up, now click on our X, click on that line and flip our X. Now our X, Y, and Z are all in the right direction. So all you have to do is touch off on that back jaw corner, the solid jaw corner, excuse me. Next we'll go to 2D. We'll go to adaptive clearing. We'll select that pocket face down in there. We'll go to tool, select the tool. We'll use a 1/2 inch flat end mill. We'll just create one real quick. 1/2 inch. Body length, we can just put 1.5. That's more like it. Hit OK. Geometry, that looks good. Tool, let's go to easyspeedsandfeeds.com and just find some quick speeds and feeds. These are aluminum soft jaws, so we click on aluminum carbide end mills. Now we just type in our info. That's all looking good. We're going to change our surface feet to 1200 because our spindle max is about 10,000. And we'll type in 12,000 inches per rev, 9,167 RPM, 110 inches a minute. Spindle speed, 9,167 RPM. Cutting feed rate, 110 inches a minute. Just fill the rest of this out. Next, we go to passes. We turn our optimal load to 100 thou. We'll leave 0 in axial stock. And we'll leave 20 thou in radial. So we can add a little finish pass on there to make sure it's accurate. So that looks good. It's roughing out all that material on that back jaw, which is what we want. We'll simulate it just to double check. That's looking good. 100 thou passes. Next, we'll go over to 2D. We'll go to contour. And we're going to add our finish passes. So we'll go to geometry because our 1/2 inch end mill is already selected. So we don't have to grab a tool. Just go to geometry and select those 2 lines. Just like that. We'll add finish passes on there. So we got a nice accurate jaw. That tool looks good. Geometry looks good. Passes looks good. We hit OK. Now we will just simulate it real quick. Double check everything. Okay, that's looking good. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Next, hit that contour and duplicate it. And click on that contour and hit edit. Go to geometry and deselect those 2 lines by just click on that X, just like that, and click on that line right there. Go to passes, go to multiple finishing, and let's give it a 5 thou finish pass. So just like that, our other jaw is machined. That's looking good. Next, go to 2D, go to chamfer. Let's select all these edges. We need to get rid of all the burrs so that part fits in there really nicely. We'll create a tool, go to chamfer mill. We'll use a 1/4 inch chamfer mill, a 5 thou tip diameter. Hit OK. Hit OK again. Speeds and feeds. We will go to easyspeedsandfeeds.com and find some speeds and feeds. Now you don't have to use easyspeedsandfeeds.com. The best way to get speeds and feeds is usually contacting the tool manufacturer because they know for sure how fast you're supposed to run with them. This is just great for if you find a tool in your toolbox drawer and you want to use it. easyspeedsandfeeds.com will help you out. Okay, so we found our speeds and feeds. Now we're back in Fusion 360 and we're just typing in our info. That all looks good. Now we go to geometry, we go to passes, we change the chamfer width from 40 thou to 20 thou because 40 is a little bit big. Next is geometry. We click on that, we click it again, we hit open contour, so it just does that one line. Next, we select that bottom line. That looks good. Now we have to chamfer the other jaw. Click on that line again, hit open contour, and we're going to zoom up and select every little piece that needs to be chamfered. So we zoom up and we want to make sure we get those 15 thou fillets we made earlier. So we zoom up really close. We click on each individual one, hit the check mark. That looks good. That's what we want. Next, we do the same thing for this side. We zoom up, we take our time, and we just click on every little piece. So you don't want to forget a piece. Now we did forget that little fillet right there, so we're going to have to edit that line because we don't want to forget that. We don't want any burrs on here at all. So I zoom up even further because it's such a small line, it's hard to grab. Zoom up really close, finally select it, hit the check mark. That's looking good. Next, click on that line, hit OK. After we check everything, there we go. It made some nice chamfer tool paths. So we go to edit, we check our passes, we hit OK. It's doing a 20 thou cut. Now we just simulate it and watch our work. This is the fun part. Hit play. There it goes. There's our adaptive clearing toolpath, 100 thou passes. It's looking good. Now I choose to go 100 thou because this is kind of like a prototype part in a way, or prototype tooling, so you really don't have to go that fast. But if you're doing production, you may want to crank up that optimal load. So there's our finish passes on that solid jaw. That's looking good. Next, it's going to contour the movable jaw. And keep in mind that you have to put something in between your jaws and pinch down on it. Usually I use a 1, 2, 3 block and just pinch down on it before you machine it. You have to be holding on something while you machine that back jaw, otherwise it'll rattle like crazy. Probably break your tool. So now it's chamfering. It's looking good. Chamfering the back jaw. Chamfering those bottom faces there. That's good. That's what we want. Get rid of as many burrs as possible. Okay, there's our simple soft jaws for a triangular part. I hope you guys can find some sort of use out of this. Comment what you want to see next, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.